That's weird. I can't hear anything. What's up, guys? I love Hunter here, and here we are to do a breakdown / live reaction and review to chapter 173 of Chainsaw Man, which is known as Hard of Hearing. And oh, he's finally cooking, y'all. He's finally cooking. It is crazy to think that we got through all of part 1 and a pretty fat chunk of part 2. Like, realize part 1 ended around, what, the 90s? We're on 173, so we're nearly like 80 chapters deep into part 2, and we're just now seeing Chainsaw Man's existence, erasure, in action. We were told about it for the longest time, but now we're actually genuinely experiencing it and seeing the effects it's having on literally the entire world. Of course, it had to be on one of the biggest concepts ever, ears, and thusly, I'm very intrigued to see how this is going to work. Presumably, they're also going to get introduced to the throwing up concept. Of him, like, throwing up concepts and restoring them. Because while Fujimoto-sensei is absolutely insane, I don't think they're that, like... I'm just looking at this first page, y'all. I don't think they're that crazy. But they may be. If we're really going crazy, they may be that crazy. So I'm actually excited. Let's not waste any more time, and let's hop right into it. Anime, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do happen to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact, I completely messed it up. But, man, like, maybe it's because I'm a certified, licensed, and registered yapper, but I could not imagine losing my ears, dog. Like, notably, obviously, even as a person who has impaired sight, fun fact, I am nearsighted. It's why my avatar is consistently drawn with glasses. No, it's not an anime meme thing. And admittedly, I haven't worn my glasses in forever, but still, when the channel was first born, I was nearsighted, still am nearsighted, and thusly do need glasses. But while sight definitely is the most important thing, hearing has to be a number 2. I listen to things all the time. Like, my job is based around listening to things, both for the channel and for real life. Like, hearing is such a really, really, really big part of my life and many other people's lives, so I can't imagine what would happen if I just randomly... And the thing is, I wouldn't even know. Like, presumably the concept of speech still works, though. And, like, maybe the idea of hearing. Guys, because I think even Katana Man was like, what? Like he couldn't hear her. He couldn't hear Yoru because, you know, no ears. So, I'm intrigued. I wonder, like, with the erasure of ears, is like the whole structure gone? Like, notably, if you were to go inside, our ears are just cartilage. Like, they don't really exist. On our skeletal structure, they don't really have a point. Kind of like our nose doesn't really have a point, or realistically our hair or anything like that. But like, our ears aren't just the cartilage that forms. If anything, these are kind of, I don't want to say worthless, but the ear is truly like deeper inside the brain. So I wonder if there's like legitimately now a biological just gap. Like, is it still there, but because the block off formed by the lack of ears, and now it's just a smooth flat line, is it still in there? So, like, if you were to yell hard, I don't know. But let's see. Obviously, the chapter is going to cover that, considering it's called Hard of Hearing. And we already have a guy opening up screaming about something. But he can hear. And this is... that is some of the most cursed imagery I ever done seen. Yo, I love elephants. Elephants are some of my favorite animals, dog. And one of their most iconic parts next to their trunks and tusks is their ears. So this... to see the elephant without any ears, man, it looks so wrong. Even more wrong than the human characters not having ears. I don't know, I've kind of like gotten used to Fujimoto's art style. I don't necessarily look at the ears. You don't really think about it too much. Honestly, ears artistically are kind of like, I mean, unless you're like drawing elves. Elves are typically, like, ears are a big point. Like, that's how you distinguish them as elves for the most part. I know it's the Freyrin in me speaking, but typically I'd say ears are kind of like your pinky toe. Like, you don't notice it until it's gone. Like, it's just part of a design. And, like, even me, like, as a guy who draws all the time, I'll admit, sometimes the ears are, like, the last thing I take care of, or they're just instinctual. Like, I don't have to think about it. I still have to think about, like, eye placement, nose placement, mouth placement, hairline. Like, I need to think about all that. But ears are kind of just... and I just do it... and that's it. I don't think about it too much, but... it's so crazy to see Elephant Gang and Man Gang without ears, bro. I wonder how this is going to immediately cause problems. It has to, dog. Let's see. Ooh. Ew! Okay, yeah, it just keeps getting... Oh! You know, funnily enough, some people do draw ears this way. Well, not this way, but like this way, where it looks like you could argue his ears hidden behind his hair, like someone in his cap. Like people do draw ears this way. Even this late a little bit. Like, the structure, it's not as off-putting. Even this guy, once again, I'll admit, on the human characters, at least from these specific angles, it's not as off-putting because our ears are relatively small. But, like, for the elephant and for the cats, where, like, the ears are a big prominent part of the... I don't want to say character design, they're animals, but the big part of their aesthetic, it's very, very awkwardly noticeable. And I think the reason it's not too noticeable is because, like, relatively speaking, our ears are small. And they also aren't really used for anything but hearing. Like, they don't have, like, how do I put this? People say you can tell a lot by reading someone's face, because the face snitches on you a lot. It's why facial control is one of the best things you can have in life. But your ears, they aren't really expressive. In mediums that have characters with longer ears, they'll typically be used to show emotion. Like when a long-eared character is sad, their ears will drop. When a long-eared character is excited, their ears will pop up. But like I can't even individually move my ears. It's like I can just shift the entire upper part of my... Jeez, my forehead's massive. But like, I can just shift the entire part. Like, if I frown, if I smile, no matter what, even the people with the biggest ears out there, your ears aren't really an emotional indicator or anything like that, so you don't pay attention to them too much. But still, And I wonder what it's like to immediately just go deaf. Like, for some people, this doesn't matter at all, but on average, I know people get used to white noise. Like, typically you start to zone out on certain details that exist in your background just because, like, your brain doesn't... essentially, your brain's like, I don't really feel like processing all that, my G. And then they just stop processing it. But for it to go absolute radio silence, I don't think I've ever experienced that. So, that's got to be crazy. Let's see. Who are these prisoners? Oh, these may be prisoners. Okay. The erasee's name is Ear. Spelled Echo. Alpha. Romeo. Ear. Huh? What'd you say? Ear. Spelled E-A-R. Excluding cases like individual's name. Raise your hand if you know this word. Interesting. So they know. Obviously, it's worthless because you can't hear that. But still, they know. One of the biggest points that Makima mentioned is that the only characters who realistically remember what Chainsaw Man has consumed are the Horsemen and, like, any other high-ranking D. Like, presumably Darkness, while it's never... It's weird to say, like Darkness or Falling were never... Falling's more so shown to be sentient. Like, Falling had a personality, thoughts, desires, and, like, a will. But D, the Darkness D, was kind of just vibing. But presumably the Darkness D remembered what Chainsaw Man consumed. Falling, like, would remember what Chainsaw Man consumed. Because they're that upper echelon. They're the primal fears, or one of the or near primal fear level. In the case of Darkness. So, interesting that they managed to remember that at all. Considering the concept itself was erased. The fact that they can even still say the name Ear, or the word Ear, is kind of an impressive feat of recollection. I wonder if it's, like, maybe not an instantaneous process. It seems like the ear wiping was just like that. Like, everyone, the moment Pochito was like, all over Ear, the active reflection of the concept disappeared. But the word itself, the memory of it, the writing of it possibly didn't. Intriguing. Let's see. Raise your hand if you know this word. You don't have ears either. Let's see. Uh-oh. Oh. But, like, how are y'all communicating at this point, right? Erasure of ear, confirmed. Team C, commence operation. So they're intentionally getting rid of certain concepts? Why would you want to get rid of ear? Because, like, at least from my understanding, the long game of... I forget what the government's called in this one. I'm sorry. When you read a whole bunch of manga that have big, bad, secret, shady governments, like, they all start to blend together. But, with that being the case, or Public Safety Commission, maybe? That's coming to mind. Public Safety Commission is coming to mind, but I feel like that may be wrong. But, I thought their whole goal was, okay, we know that the big D's coming. Big Daddy Death, or big sis death, I suppose, considering all the Horsemen are somewhat implied to be female. Like Fami, Yoru, and Makima, then Naruto. Speaking of which, she okay? She, like, we kind of just saw her head, then we immediately cut the Pochita. I don't know. But still, all the 4 Horsemen are implied to be female, so presumably, or at least 3 of the 4 so far have been implied to be female, so presumably Death herself is also going to be female. And in some mythologies, Death is typically portrayed as female. Like, Persephone is known as goddess of the underworld. Hela is notably the goddess of the dead in Norse mythology. See, Osiris and Anubis break that trend in Egyptian mythology, and Hades is the king of the dead. But still, there are typically enough female representation of Death that I wouldn't be shocked if the big D ended up being female as well. But I thought the goal was to make, like, Chainsaw Man stronger. How are you going to be able to spread hearsay if people can't hear? Huh? Like what's going on? I don't know. Interesting. But once again, this does heavily reinforce the idea, or just flat out confirm that, oh yeah, Fami's in on it. Because presumably she's fine. She would remember. Considering Makimo was able to remember concepts that had been consumed a while ago, presumably, based on how she explained the erasure concept when we were first introduced to it, it would make sense that someone of Fami's level, aka another Horseman, would be like, yeah, he ate ear. Just like I wanted. Make sure he nibbles on more. But the thing is, I don't know why. How does this increase fear? But we'll see. What is this? I'm looking at the man in the mirror. I'm obeying. But once again, their ears are gone. It's crazy. Uh-oh. What is that? Ooh. A little freaky. Chopping off the finger. I mean, I'm not here to judge anybody, I guess. Do what needs to be done, I suppose. Ooh, into the drain? That's a little... Oh. What are y'all doing? Why? Cervical spine. Neck. Vertebrae. Hit. What? What is that? This is the, I don't understand. I don't get it, Fujiwara. What is this? I'm already halfway through the chat. What is this? Vertebrae. Hit. I don't get it. What is this? Oh, is this like the skeleton? The skeleton D? Look a little freaky. Hit. What? What is happening? Sigh? Boom? I'm so bamboozled and confused. What is that? Oh, was that supposed to hit Pochita? I guess. So it looks like they're in a storage room. Is that... Oh, okay. I think that's meant to be Denji. And then... Alright. That or not Denji, or Pochito, or Chainsaw. Regardless. I was kind of I was so confused for a second there. But... I'm guessing just based on the structure of this creature, they look kind of like a skeleton D. Which is interesting. I guess maybe that's a relatively feared concept. So they hit through the walls of reality, and then a big old fist comes down and crushes Pochita. Intriguing? I'm so confused. Like, why'd you have to cut off your finger? Ooh, yep, nope. Still didn't work. Okay, so yeah. If this is, at least so far, Chainsaw Man, he's appearing stronger. Well, to be fair, it really is hard to tell, right? Because Makima did assemble quite a crew at the end of part 1. That's the thing. The crew that Makima pulled up with, plus herself, was arguably the strongest squad, pound for pound, we've seen in the series. It had everyone. It had Quan Chi. It had Reize. It had every other incarnated weapon creature. It had literally everything. So maybe this is still a weakened Chainsaw Man. It's hard to tell. Once again, since Chainsaw Man doesn't give any visual indicators on their overall level of strength, I kind of find it hard to determine, like, oh, this is impressive, this is crazy, this is next level, versus, oh, is this the same level of strength as before? I legit can't tell. Though, once again, it seems like Denji is entirely unharmed. And maybe they did this on purpose. Once again, we don't know what their goal is, considering they're happy to have erased ear, and now they can't hear. But I guess maybe they still can. So okay, now wait. I'm tapping the Doma right now. I'm low key thinking. Let me cook. So this person remembers ear. They remember the concept of ear. They can spell it. They know what it is. And upon the confirmation of ear being gone, they tell Team C to commence the operation. Then Team C can hear that, presumably. So I'm assuming to some degree, while the concept of ear is gone, hearing itself isn't. You can still hear things. It's probably just a lot harder. Like, fun fact, did you know you can hear underwater? Like straight, like you can have whole conversations underwater. Why? Because sound travels through mediums. And the reason why you can't hear anything in space is because there's nothing for sound to travel through. There's nothing for their vibrations to bounce off of. But underwater, you can still hear things because you can talk through water. And it's why also you can hear things through like string lines because it's just a translation of vibrations. So presumably the internal structure that allows for hearing is still there. It's just the ear is gone. The typical external receptor for hearing. So you just have to, I guess you just have to be loud. You just have to be real loud. And then the vibrations will still pass through the skull, and then your internal, weird to say, ear structure, but your internal ear structure will still register that for the brain. Because if that wasn't the case, I have no idea how they're communicating. It's not like they're all using sign language, like they're straight talking. So, intriguing complication. But let's see. So they do this, they summon this thing, punch it, but it fails. Denji's still tweaking out. Ouch! Oh, okay. Yoshida? Is that you, my boy? Oh, wow. They only lost 2 fingers from that, though. That's kind of crazy. So I wonder what this... I'm assuming it's the skeleton one? I have no idea what this is. I really have no clue. Let's see. So the tentacle comes out. Ah, look who... Yeah, so Yoshida's back. Once again, interesting. Because that's the thing. If Yoshida still is working for the Public Safety Commission, which I assume he is... Why didn't he want Denji to turn into Chainsaw Man? Because that's clearly their end goal. That's their whole point here. So I wonder why he was so adamant. Was it well, it probably was still very specifically so they could get the right Chainsaw Man. Because Denji turning wouldn't do anything. Like, it's kind of clear he wouldn't have. Getting the real Chainsaw Man to appear is the smarter move. So, I guess maybe that's what Yoshida was just literally playing the long game here and being like, sorry, Denji. You can't become Chainsaw Man. But the other guy inside you, oh, he can become Chainsaw Man whenever he wants. But let's see. Oh, nice one, human. Yup, okay. Squeezing them hard enough, throws up ear, ears are back. Okay. So yeah, they were testing the concept. They were testing the concept just to make sure it works. Alright. So that's intriguing. That's also a massive nerve. So you can perfect sell them. That is that's horrific. That's a horrible nerve. So now, but you know what? I'll take it. We're getting confirmation. So things the chapter confirms. Number 1, the erasure of concept memory is not immediate, or at least that's what's implied here, based on what seems to be a random human being able to remember the concept of ear, spell the concept of ear, and go through with it, not just immediately, because who knows, this could be the same instant that all ears in the world disappeared, and then instantaneously come back. It appears that it can be maintained to the point. 2, it seems that while you can erase a certain structure, the fundamental functions of the structure are still going to be there. So say, well, I think ear is the best example because there actually is like a system beyond what our lump of cartilage that forms our ears are. There's the lump of cartilage that is our ear and then the internal processing system. So hypothetically, if Chainsaw Man were to devour like toes, technically the structures in your feet that lead to your toes would still be there. It's just that the toe itself would likely be gone. And same thing if Chainsaw Man were to eat the concept of nose. If they were to eat that, I think that's an easier comparison because it sense the sense. The cartilage part that is our nose, and possibly like trunks on elephants or stuff like that, that would disappear. But the olfactory area within the nose would still be present. no matter what, it would still be there at all times. And thusly somewhat, but then again, that's harder to tell because hearing is based on vibration, smell is actually based on things entering your nose. So I'm not sure how effective that would be. But still, that's another confirmation. Number 3 thing that gets confirmed, I do believe. Chainsaw Man, while despite being extremely powerful at this point, is still not all powerful. Basically, not anywhere near it, considering they're getting pressed and tagged and stuff like that by characters such as this unnamed creature. Once again, I don't remember. Maybe this is a name D and I just forget who they are, but they kind of look like a bone D based on what was sacrificed to them. And he's able to break out, yeah, but he was able to get knocked down in the first place. And then he was able to get gripped hard enough to get perfect celled. And that's the other big thing. Perfect selling. You can make Chainsaw Man throw up. Now, of course, this is the most recent thing they had just consumed, and presumably this entire interaction takes place in under like 2 minutes, maybe under 1. Who knows how fast Yoshida and the Public Safety Commission were working in order to test this theory. But with that being the case, that can happen. You can perfect sell Chainsaw Man. So hypothetically, if Chainsaw Man were to eat a concept mid-battle, boom! You just hit him hard enough in the gut and force him to hurl it up, and then everything comes back. Then, another thing that is pseudo-confirmed by this, since he just ate the head of ear, all he needs to do is consume a portion of a concept. He doesn't need to devour the entire thing in order for the concept to disappear. How little of the concept he needs to consume is unknown. Like, once again, he ate the whole head here, but maybe if he had just taken a nibble of the ear on ear, maybe it would have erased the concept anyway? Once again, that's a little bit vague. Another thing that's a little bit vague, but I think this is also confirmed by this chapter, it needs to be the embodiment of the concept. Chainsaw Man cannot just eat like some random hand, which is a manifestation of the concept of hand, and then all hands will disappear. No, they need to consume the hand D. And then that sounds so wrong. But the hand D, and then the foot D, and then the leg D. Like, they would have to go through body part by body part by body part on the actual conceptual creatures. So essentially, unless Chainsaw Man's eating somebody whole and then erases the concept of them, I do think Chainsaw Man's existence erasure is kind of booty meat. Because unless you pit him up against other conceptual characters, he's not eating any concepts mid-battle. Because the random Ds just wouldn't appear for now. So, Chainsaw Man, I'll admit, this chapter kind of acted as a huge nerf for Roski. Like, this is, it's cool to see how it works. It's cool to get concrete structures on how everything functions and operates. That's cool. I'm fine with that. But on a power scaling perspective, Chainsaw Man just got a fat nerf. The fact that all it took was a quick little perfect cell treatment from an Octopus D, even if it's from Yoshida, who's revealed to be one of the more powerful characters in the series. Yeah, a lot of characters are just punching Chainsaw Man in the gut, and he's perfect selling up whatever he ate. If that even matters, which I don't think it does. So, intriguing. I feel like this chapter was really quick, though. Maybe just because I didn't understand much what was going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, okay, so it was a kind of short shot. It was only 15 pages. But still, W chapter. And if my brain was like, what else do I want to say? But I think that's really it. Once again, the chapter, it doesn't have much. It's mainly a confirmation chapter. Not even, Yor didn't even make an appearance in this chapter. So I'm assuming she's like running over to fight Chainsaw Man anyway. But with it being the case, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, please do me a favor and leave hearing for the hard. That sounds, you know what? Let's do it. I'm going to say that sounds so wrong, but let's do it. Hearing for the hard. So literally the chapter title, but throw in the and swap the words around. Hearing for the hard in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have to have a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1. Get them up, now things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks will include the live reactions, say where the series I review, ad-free variations of all my videos, and if you become a $25 patron or a $25 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, I do have a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below where you can drop 5 beans for a short video, 25 beans for a long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Dago the Pencil, writing off.
I'd like to even thank you to our $3 members, Zena, Greyhound, Astro, Eternal Flame, NMA, Real Rare, G Prosper, Red Wolf 4765, and Paris Arnold. I'd like to leave another big ol' thank you to our $5 patrons, Sean, Sammy, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin Encarnacion, Josh Brown, and A+A. And I'd like to give a great big thank you to our $7 members, Autumn Mornings Lazo, Fine, and That Guy. And I'd like to give a great big thank you to our $10 members, Robbie Uchiha, Jay Warrior, and Akid's Void. And I'd like to give big, hefty, juicy thank yous to our $10 patrons, Panda Goat, Michael Williamson, Metal Solid Crisis, Joaquin Munoz, and Idem Okami. And I'd like to give the biggest, juiciest, meatiest, sloppiest, and heftiest thank you of them all to our $25 patron, Calvin Elder.